Advanced alien medics failed. A human fixed it with thread and calm hands. HFY story. This is absurd, Kliss muttered, my 4 optic stalks twitching in sync. 3 decades mastering Clythar Spire's medical arrays, and they let a human scrub in? The spire's surgical wing gleamed, its obsidian walls pulsing with holoveins, charting cures for plagues across 22 nebulae. Drones hummed softly, their lenses cataloging every scalpel's glint. I, top medic of my cycle, stood with my cohort in the observation vault, watching a human, clumsy, soft-skinned, fumble through the bio-locked gate. Likely a diversity quota, hissed Vryn, her claw tips tapping equations on her neuroslate. Odds of a human grasping our protocols? 0.0000021%, comma, given their crude tools and sluggish neurons. Sylph, her scales rippling with nervous static, leaned closer. Are they safe? I heard humans carry billions of microbes. Unmapped pathogens, maybe? I snorted, tendrils coiling. Earth was a backwater. Its people barely passed combustion engines. Their medicine? Knives and string, not nanoweaves. Anur, the human, Zara, 34, tripped over a drone's path, her canvas bag clinking. Primitive junk, no doubt. Vryn's slate beeped, spitting failure rates. Her presence tanks our cohort's score by 12.7%. Sylph's scales flashed. I'm not sharing a pod with her germs. I smirked, optic stalks narrowing. This human was a joke, a smudge on Spire's legacy. A holovein pulsed red, priority alert. A freighter had crashed, hull split, 90 wounded flooding the wing. Governor Thal's name flashed, critical, iron blood leaking. My tendrils snapped taut. Stations! I barked. Zara froze, eyes sharp. I can assist, she said, voice steady. Assist? I scoffed. You'll butcher someone. Drones wailed, coolant vents hissing. Thal's pod was failing. We're screwed. The surgical wing erupted into chaos. Holoveins flickered, drones screeched, their lenses darting through steam-choked air. Thal's pod sparked, his iron blood pooling, horns dulling under obsidian's glow. Nanografts now, I shouted, tendrils stabbing at dead controls. Arrays errored, fried circuits. My optic stalks quivered, panic clawing my core. Vryn's neuroslate sparked, her claws frantic. Text down, probability of success drops to 8%. Sylph's scales pulsed, static crackling. We're doomed! Zara pushed through, canvas bag slung low, unfazed by the blood-soaked floor. I can help, she said, voice like tempered steel. Help, I hissed, tendril shoving her. Your primitive tricks'll kill him. She knelt by Thal, pulling a needle, thread. Fucking thread. Barbaric! I snarled, optic stalks flaring. Vryn gasped. No gene lock calibration? Sylph shuddered, scales dimming. She'll poison his blood. Zara ignored us, hands calm, needle piercing Thal's flesh. My scanner was junk. Error loop. Blood slowed, iron stench fading. Thal's horns twitched, breathing steadying. Drones hovered, lenses zooming. This human was sewing a governor. My tendrils froze. Impossible, I muttered. Vryn's slate blinked, recalculating. Sylph whispered, she's stabilizing him. My optic stalks locked on Zara's hands, precise, like a drone's laser. The wing's chaos faded, wounded groaning in pods. How? I stammered. Zara glanced up, smirking. Feel the tissue, not your tech. Feel? My cohort gaped, Spire's dogma cracking. More wounded flooded in, drones screaming alerts. I gripped my dead controls, optic stalks twitching. Can this primitive outdo us? Thread looped through Thal's flesh, tight and clean. Zara's hands moved, stitch, knot, stitch. like she was weaving starlight. My optic stalks widened. No nano profile? I choked. No time, Zara quipped, splashing antiseptic. Vryn shrieked, chemicals? Unmapped? Sylth's scales flickered. She'll kill him. But Thal's vitals climbed, gray to green, horns glinting. My scanner errored, useless. Drones swarmed, lenses glaring, broadcasting every stitch. Zara tied off, slapped a bandage. He'll hold, she said, sweat beading. My tendrils quivered. No bioseal, just thread? How? I demanded. Earth's way, she shrugged. Sylth whispered, it's effective. Vryn's slate hummed, odds shifting. Human success at 62%. Thal groaned, alive. My smirk was dust. The wing roared. 90 wounded, pods overloaded. Triage! Zara barked, voice cutting through drone wails. I froze, optic stalks darting. She's leading? Teach us, I blurted, pride choking. Zara tossed thread, eyes sharp. Slow, Kliss, feel it. My tendrils fumbled, stitching a miner's flank, clumsy but holding. Vryn clutched her slate. This defies logic. Sylth tried, scales steadying. It's simple, she murmured. Thal sat up, horns gleaming. Humans saved me? He rasped. My optic stalks drooped. Iron blood stung my nostrils. Zara stabilized 10 patients, hands blurring. Drones hummed, spire shaking. Your tech's trash, she quipped, eyeing my dead array. My cohort gaped. Humans banned? Not now. More screams echoed, coolant vents hissing steam. I stitched, tendrils trembling. Can I match this primitive? The surgical wing screamed with wounded, iron blood thick in the air. Zara stood over Thal's pod, her needle a blur. Stitch, knot, stitch, sealing his wound like a nanoweld, only cleaner. My optic stalks gaped. No bioseal, just thread. Antiseptic, she muttered, splashing a clear liquid from her bag. Vryn's claws twitched, neuroslate sparking. Unprofiled chemicals, reckless. Sylth's scales rippled, static hissing. She'll doom us all. But Thal's horns glinted, vitals green. My scanner was dead. Error loop. Drones swarmed, lenses zooming, their hum drowning the coolant vent's hiss. Zara tied off, slapped a bandage. He'll live, she said, sweat dripping. My tendrils quivered. How's this primitive doing this? Triage! Zara barked, voice slicing through chaos. She pointed, chest wounds to pod 3, limbs to 5. I froze, optic stalks darting. She's commanding us? Move, Kliss, she snapped. I stumbled, tendrils clutching thread, and stitched a pilot's flank, sloppy, but holding. Vryn fumbled her slate, muttering, success probability, rising. Sylth tried thread, scales steadying. It's working, she whispered. Thal groaned, sitting up, horns sharp. Humans saved me? He rasped, voice heavy. My optic stalks drooped, the wing roared. 90 wounded, pods jammed, drones screeching. Zara stabilized a miner, hands calm, needle dancing. Your tech's garbage, she quipped, eyeing my fried array. My cohort gaped. Humans banned? Not today. I stitched, tendrils trembling, iron blood stinging my nostrils. Teach us more, I choked, pride a distant memory. Zara tossed gauze. Feel the flesh, not your screens. Feel? Spire's dogma cracked like glass. More screams echoed. Can I keep up with her? Zara tore through the wing, a storm in soft skin. She triaged 15 wounded, needle flashing. Chest gashes, torn scales, all sealed with thread. My optic stalks couldn't look away. Pods flickered, tech dead, but her hands never faltered. I stitched a kid's arm, tendrils clumsy, thread tangling. Looser, Kliss, Zara grunted, saving a traitor with gauze. My stitches held. Barely. Sylph stitched a pilot, scales calm. It's so simple, she murmured, awe creeping in. Vrin's slate hummed. Human efficacy at 78%. Illogical. Thal watched, horns glinting, his voice low. She's no primitive. Lift the ban. My tendrils froze. Ban lifted? Spire's counsel would choke. Drones buzzed, lenses catching Zara's every move, their hum a fevered pulse. The wings stank of iron blood, coolant vents hissing steam. I sweated, stitching a miner's gut. Better, but slow. Good, Zara said, eyes sharp, and my optic stalks lifted, pride sparking. Vrin tried thread, claws shaking. How's it hold? She asked. Practice, Zara shot back, tying off a kid's leg. Sylph whispered, she's rewriting medicine. My scanner was scrap, but Zara's bag, needles, gauze, grit, was endless. More wounded, a drone wailed. 90 became 100, pods overloaded. Zara pointed. Kliss, chest wounds. Sylph, limbs. I obeyed, tendrils syncing with her rhythm. Me, following a human. Wild. Thal's aid holo-called council. Humans joined Spire. Overseer Grin's name flashed. Anti-human. Scales like knives. Trouble's coming, Vrin muttered, slate sparking. I stitched, heart pounding. Zara's smirk cut through the chaos. Let 'em come, she said, needle darting. My optic stalks locked on her. This human's no quota hire. She's a fucking comet. Grin stormed the wing, scales rattling like a war drum. Primitive scum, he snarled, his claws slashing air, eyeing Zara's stitches on Thal. She smirked, wiping iron blood from her hands. Your tech tanked. My thread didn't. My optic stalks widened. Gutsy as hell. Thal stood, horns sharp. She saved me, Grin. Stand down. Grin scoffed. A fluke. Zara stitched a pilot's chest, unfazed, needle a blur. My scanner, still dead, mocked me. I stitched a traitor's flank, tendrils steadier, mimicking Zara. She's right, I said, voice shaking. Sylph nodded, her stitches clean. It works. Vrin's slate beeped. Human success. 89%. Grin's scales dulled, claws twitching. He grabbed a scanner, testing Thal's wound. Flawless closure. Impossible, he muttered, voice low. Zara shrugged. Earth's old school. My tendrils gripped thread, confidence rising. Why ban them? I asked Grin. He growled. They're weak. Zara pointed. 30 patients stable, alive. Weak. Grin froze, scales silent. Thal's voice cut through. Hire her. I nodded. Train us. Drones hummed, broadcasting, their lenses aswarm. The wing roared, wounded groaning, coolant vents hissing. Zara's bag was near empty, yet she stabilized a kid, hands calm. More thread? I asked, tendrils ready. She laughed. Improvise. My optic stalks caught her grin. Spire's rules were dust. Vrin whispered, She's changing us. Sylph stitched, scales glowing. No microbes, she chuckled, fear gone. Grin's aide hollow called counsel, hesitant. Bands cracking, Thal said, horns high. I stitched, heart racing. Human leading us. Insane. A miner's leg bled out. Zara dove in, needle dancing. My tendrils followed her lead. She's rewriting everything. The wing pulsed with chaos, iron blood thick, drones screeching. Zara stitched a traitor's chest, needle darting, hands steady as obsidian. My optic stalks followed, tendrils weaving thread through a pilot's gut. Cleaner now, almost like her. Better, Zara grunted, tying off. Sylph stitched a kid's leg, scales glowing. She's a marvel, she whispered. Vrin's neuroslate beeped. Human efficacy at 92%. Defies logic. I paused, tendrils trembling. Why do this, Zara? Risk everything? Her hands stilled, eyes distant, needle glinting under hollow veins. My son bled out, she said, voice raw. No medics came. I learned thread to stop that pain. My optic stalks dimmed, her grief cut like a scalpel. Iron blood stung my nostrils, coolant vents hissing. Overseer grin loomed, scales sharp, scanner in claw. Prove it, human, he growled, testing her traitor stitches. Flawless, his scales dulled. Impossible, he muttered. Zara smirked. Earth's grit. My tendrils tightened. Primitives? No, comets. Thal stood, horns high. She's one of us, he declared. Grin's claws twitched, eyeing Zara's bag. Needles, gauze, pain. More wounded, drones wailed. 100 now. Pod's dead. Zara triaged, pointing. Chest wounds to me, limbs to Sylph. I stitched, syncing with her rhythm, heart pounding. Vryn fumbled thread, claws shaky. How's it hold? She asked. Feel it, Zara said, saving a minor. Sylph's scale steadied. No microbes? My optic stalks caught Zara's eyes. Fire, loss, will. Grin's aid hollow called counsel. Bands failing. I stitched, tendrils firm. Zara's son haunted her hands, driving every knot. She's no quota hire. She's rewriting spire. Grin gripped thread, claws clumsy, stitching a kid's arm. Sloppy, tearing. Foolish, he snarled, tossing it. Zara caught it, stitched the kid clean, hands calm. My optic stalks gaped. You're a razor scrap, she quipped, eyeing Grin's scanner. My tendrils wove, saving a traitor, stitches tight. Sylph matched Zara, scales bright. She's teaching us, she said. Vryn's slate sparked. Human methods? Optimal? Thal hollow called counsel, horn sharp. Lift the ban, he roared. Counsel's hollow feed flickered, voices clashing. Ban humans or embrace them? Drones buzzed, lenses swarming, iron blood choking the wing. Zara trained us mid-chaos, voice steady. Slow cliss, feel the flesh. My stitches held, pride sparking. Vryn tried again, claws steadier. It's intuitive, she muttered. Sylph saved a pilot, grinning. No tech needed. Grin's scales rattled, scanner dead. This can't work, he growled. But 40 patients lived. Zara's doing. My optic stalks locked on her, needle a blur. Why stay? I asked. To save, she said, eyes hard, sun's ghost in her voice. Coolant vents hissed, pods flickered, council's debate raged. Grin's allies pushed bans, Thal demanded change. Zara stabilized a minor, gauze tight. Improvise, she told me, ripping cloth. My tendrils copied, bandaging a kid. Spire's dogma crumbled. She's right, I told Grin, voice firm. His scales dimmed, claws still. Sylph whispered, humans aren't weak. Vryn's slate hummed, odds flipping. Drones wailed, zealots' hollow feed hacked in, scales flashing. Ban primitives, they screamed. My tendrils tensed. Zara's smirk cut through. Let 'em try, she said, stitching. Trouble's here. Zealot's hollow feed roared, scales slashing air. Primitives taint spire, their leader hissed, claws gleaming. A drone exploded, shrapnel raining, wounding 5 medics. My optic stalks flared, tendrils stitching a medic's flank. Blood thick, iron stench sharp. Zara dove into the chaos, needle flashing, saving a wounded drone tech. Stay sharp, she barked, hands calm. Sylph stitched a medic, scales steady. They're mad, she gasped. Vryn's slate sparked. Attack probability, 94%. Grin froze, scales dull. And to defend the wing, Thal roared, horns high, rallying drones. Zara stabilized 3. thread tight. Your tech's dead, she told, grin, smirking. My tendrils wove, saving a pilot, heart racing. She's right, I shouted, optic stalks on grin. His claws twitched, scanner useless. Zealots breached the wing, claws slashing pods. I shoved a zealot, tendrils snapping. Back off! Zara stitched under fire, unfazed, saving a kid. Sylph gasped. She's fearless! Rin threw her slate, smashing a zealot's lens. For Zara! She yelled. My optic stalks caught Zara's eyes. Fire, unbreakable. Coolant vents choked, hollow veins dim. Thal fought, horns gashing a zealot. Humans stay! He bellowed. My stitches held, pride burning. Zara's needle danced, 50 patients alive. Why fight? I asked her, dodging claws. For my son, she said, voice steel, nodding a wound. My tendrils quivered, her loss drove her. Grin grabbed thread, stitched clumsily, saving a drone. Maybe, you're right, he muttered. Drones rallied, zealots retreating. Council's hollow feed cleared, ban in question. My optic stalks locked on Zara. She's a fucking star. The wings stank of iron blood, hollow veins flickering, drones humming low. Zealots fled, their hollow feed dead. Zara stitched a medic's chest, needle steady, hands calm. My optic stalks followed, tendrils weaving thread through a pilot's arm. Clean like her. Good, Zara grunted, tying off. Sylph saved a kid, scales bright. She's our guide, she whispered. Vrin's slate beeped. Human methods, 98% efficacy. Thal stood, horns sharp. Council, end the ban, he hollow shouted. Council's feed cleared, ban lifted. Zara, lead Spire's medics, they offered. She paused, needle still, eyes distant. No, she said, voice firm. My clinic's in Delhi. That's home. My tendrils froze. Leave Spire? Why? I asked. My son died there, she said, voice cracking. No medics helped. I save lives where it matters. My optic stalks dimmed. Her pain was raw. Grin stitched a traitor, claws steadier. You've changed us, he admitted, scales soft. I stitched, heart heavy, saving a minor. Stay, I pleaded. Zara smiled, faint. Train them cliss. Coolant vents hissed, pods flickered. Sylph whispered, she's galactic. Vrin tossed her slate. Tech's junk, thread's king. Drones swarmed, lenses catching Zara's final stitch. 60 patients alive. Council holobowed. Humans join us. My tendrils gripped thread, Spire's dogma dust. I'm with you, I told Zara, optic stalks firm. She nodded, packing her bag, needles, gauze, grit. Delhi, she said, eyes on earth. My optic stalks traced her shadow. She's no primitive, she's rewriting medicine. At Delhi's dust stung my nostrils. No hollow veins, just life. Zara's clinic buzzed. Kids laughed, aliens learned, thread weaving. I stitched a worker's leg, tendrils steady, iron blood a faint memory. You're good, Zara said, needle darting, saving a girl. My optic stalks glowed. Sylph visited, stitching a kid, scales calm. This is home, she said. Vrin arrived, slate gone, thread in claws. Humans lead, she grinned. My tendrils wove, pride burning. Back on Spire, Zealot's final hollow feed died. Council banned them. Thal hollow called, horns low. You changed us, Zara, he said. Her clinic trained thousands, galaxy shifting. I asked, why here? She paused, needle still. My son bled out on these streets, she said, eyes wet. I won't let another die. My optic stalks quivered. Her loss was her fire. Delhi's dawn glowed, kids kicking a ball through dust. I stitched beside Zara, tendrils sinking. Primitives? I mused. No, comets, blazing. Spire's pods now use thread, my cohort teaching it. Grin Hollow joined, scales soft. Your way's better, he admitted. My tendrils paused. Spire's tech was junk. Zara's hands were stars. A traitor bled out. My needle flew, saving him. Zara nodded. You've learned? My optic stalks caught her shadow, steady, unbroken. Galaxy's medics flocked to Delhi, learning thread. Why humans? I whispered. Their grit, Zara's sun, her will, my tendrils wove, Delhi's pulse loud. I'm hers, not Spire's. Thread's my vow. Delhi's dusk burned red, dust swirling. No drones, just heart. Zara stitched a boy, needle a prayer, kids cheering. I stood beside her. Tendrils weaving thread. Spire's obsidian walls, a ghost. Her clinic lived. Iodine, sweat, hope. Humans, I mused, Delhi's bustle loud. They save with nothing, shine with less. My optic stalks traced Zara's hands. Calm, scarred, her sun's loss in every knot. Why keep going? I asked. She smiled, eyes wet. For him, she said, voice soft. And them. Kids laughed, kicking dust. My tendrils stilled. Primitives? No, comets, burning bright. Thal Hollow called, horns low. Galaxy's learning thread, he said. Sylth's Mars clinic thrived. Vryn taught nebulae. Spire's pods hummed, thread in every kit. I stitched a girl, needle steady, pride warm. You're home, Zara said, tying off. My optic stalks glowed. Delhi's my stars. Zealots were gone. Galaxy shifted. Humans hailed. Why humans? I whispered, dust in my lungs. Their grit, Zara's pain, her hands. No tech, just will. Grin Hollow joined. You were right. My tendrils wove, thread my bond. Spire's tech faded. Zara's clinic led. A worker bled. My needle saved him. Zara's nod my guide. Stay? She asked. I clicked. Always. My optic stalks caught Delhi's haze, alive, eternal. Simple saves. Zara's hands, my stars, rewrote everything.